Hi, thanks for joining us on Calm Hearts, Calm Minds, an NOCS Heart podcast that allows us to make the mental health victories of everyday Ghanaians accessible, relevant, and relatable. We hope that you enjoy listening to us and learning lots, and we hope you do come back again to learn some more. Now, today's episode. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mary. It's so nice to have you on the call.
Same.
Welcome to Calm Hearts, Calm Minds, and NOCS Heart podcast. And welcome to all our listeners and viewers to this episode. Calm Hearts, Calm Minds is a mental health awareness podcast that has a big aim of making mental health victories more relatable, more relevant, and more accessible in our society. And if you're wondering which society we are in, this is West Africa, Ghana. So we want to bring conversations that help us connect with mental health in a healthier way, want a better expression. Please remember to like, share, comment, and just remember that when it comes to mental health, we are still in an era where a lot of people won't say thank you to you when you share something that's helpful. But don't worry, just know that when you help people get access to great information like what we are going to discuss today, you'll be making one life better at a time. So thank you so much, Mary. It is awesome to have you on the call. Today
Thank
we
you
are
too for
going,
the
most welcome, most welcome. Today we are going to talk about can you really have it all? Thriving as a passionate mompreneur. So I'll ask you to tell us about yourself, who you are, what do you do? And for those who may not know, what does mompreneur mean?
okay. Absolutely. I would love to share with your audience a little bit about myself. So my name is Mary Abnasewa Dixon, and I wear a number of hats, quite a number of them, but at the core, I see myself as a passionate advocate for women, especially mothers. So as you asked, who is a mompreneur? It's basically a woman who juggles both business and runs the family as well. So you're nurturing a business, you're nurturing your family or your children. And I think that word came together to form mompreneur. So basically a mom entrepreneur. Yes. So that is who a mompreneur is. Basically someone juggling both the roles of motherhood and running a thriving business and doing it well. Yes, that is it.
Lovely.
So for me, I work full time with the tech firm, Nalu Solutions. So we provide mobile value added services to talk of bulk SMS, USSD integrations. We do a bit of software development as well. If people have bespoke softwares or platforms they want to develop. Then on the side, I consult for quite a number of small businesses. So when it comes to marketing and business consultancy, I'm able to take them through a couple of things that they can do to start on a good note. Thankfully, I've worked with the company I am with for the past 13 years. And the good thing is I started with them from scratch. It was a startup. So it's helped me understand the startup terrain a bit more. I have insights on some of the things that you really need to do to ground your foot before you decide to scale up or take off in whatever career path or business you want to undertake. Then also, I am deeply rooted in supporting female entrepreneurs, and I do this through the Womenpreneurs Initiative and UFEP. So, Young Female Entrepreneurs Program. This is something that's is being run by the Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs, of which I am a part of. So we try to empower some of these young entrepreneurs, especially female entrepreneurs. Then with womenpreneurs, I focus mainly on the mothers who are in entrepreneurship. So that is basically what I do. And a lot of my work, it revolves around helping women balance business and their family life whilst thriving in both. Yes, so that's a little bit about me.
That is actually a good link to our topic, whilst thriving in both, because some people feel, or not even feel, some people have experienced the task how tasking
Mhm.
running a business is on their family. And even some have the added load of working full time as you are
Yeah,
somewhere else and not being able to manage it. So then we start to feel like then we just can't something has to give. Maybe our marriage has to suffer, our children have to be, I don't know, uncared for or something. So it's amazing that we've taken
exactly.
time to discuss this topic. And for those who don't know, if you've heard me say cypreneur, one of my greatest inspirations was Mary with her We Mompreneurs. You also a mompreneur. Like, oh, okay, let's do the sidepreneur bit as well. So very, very honored to have you here. Okay, so we'll
Thank
dive
you.
straight into our first question. Um,
Okay.
wait, before we go into our first question, just you have hinted it, but just to be
Yes.
absolutely clear, why is this particular topic about thriving as a passionate mompreneur, especially with the tasking thing that I cannot have it all, or something has to give and give badly. Why is it important to you, Mary?
Okay. So I think I started it off as what I say like something I was passionate about in 2015 because I didn't experience it personally, but I saw it
Mm,
with my older sister. And
mm,
that encouraged me to start. But with time, it's become a part of my life, and I feel it's something I'm living every day. So the question of whether we can have it all is something I have now personally had to wrestle with.
mm,
And for me, you have to believe that as a mom, if you're a working mom, if you are a small business owner whilst nurturing your family, there's always the tension between like your business success and being present for your family.
mm,
But over the years, as I said, I've learned that having it all, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a perfect life. There's nothing like a perfect life. And that is what I set out to do on my platform. For
mm,
me, I believe as mothers or as entrepreneurs, it's important to move at your pace. Trust me, there are women that at a point in their lives, they have to just put everything down and focus on the kids. It's fine.
mm,
That's the kind of balance I try to create on the platform.
mm,
Sometimes some of these things have to wait, but
mm.
I just sensitize their minds to let them know it can wait, but that doesn't mean that's the end of it. There
So,
will be another time for you to pursue it. So basically, my platform is just to push mothers to become the best versions for them of themselves, irrespective of whether they are stay at home, they are working moms, they are mompreneurs. I just want them to know in whatever state you find yourself, there's something you can do. You can live that passion. Yes.
aren't we honored, like our cherished viewers and listeners, because we not only have someone who saw it happening close to her elder sister, but then also helped other women in their different pursuits. I think that's a nice thing about holding people accountable and coaching them and assisting them, supporting them through life is that you get to understand and connect with the different stories that may not necessarily be yours and understand even deeper the situation at hand. And not only that, she's experienced it herself. So she's not speaking from the air. This is lived, is seen close to home and through her platform. So really honored once again. So many
Thank you.
mompreneurs feel pressure to maintain a perfect image. And you just mentioned that online and offline. Don't even know which one is where,
Yeah.
offline one or the offline one. How did you transform this pressure into an opportunity to be authentic about your journey? And what expected positive responses did you receive from your community? And
Okay.
just out
Okay.
of
Thank
sheer
you so
curiosity,
much.
was there a time where you were, I don't want to say less authentic, but you moved to be more authentic because of your own pressure and what you experienced?
Okay, so I'll say I feel social media can be a double-edged sword.
Mm,
It can inspire people, but it can also create that unrealistic experience. So for me, my page has been mostly about inspiring mothers to become the best version of themselves, letting them also know that the journey is not going to be easy, but
mm,
there's got to be some work that they have to put in. if they want to go that extra mile and also live their dreams. So, in as much as possible, I mean, sometimes I share real life stories. Unfortunately, it was during COVID period that I was able to do a lot of all these, like, things that mothers face. You might be recording a video, your daughter just bumps into it. You have to start all over. You may be having a meeting, your daughter will just come standing, Mommy, please, I want to eat. Then you have to just pause and go and attend to the kid. So our platform, we've tried as much as possible to make it authentic. And we share relatable stories. We let the mothers know that you can have it all, as I said, but there are going to be some challenges. So you have to ensure that as and when you face these challenges, sometimes you just have to calm down. It's bound to happen. You just have to calm
I like
down,
that word, calm
take a
down.
step back, and definitely you would bounce back. So most of it has been inspiring, but still letting them see the not so nice parts of the mompreneur journey. And it's amazing the feedback that I get day in, day out. People continue to reach out to me, let me know the stories are inspiring them. Sometimes some people just send a message just to let me know, oh, like, thanks to your platform, whatever it is I'm doing, even though there's a break now, I'm looking to bouncing back. And sometimes just for the fun of it, some of the content is quite funny. So they watch and it's relatable. So you see them engaging and commenting. And I realized that when you show the vulnerable side of the journey, that is what actually attracts people to the page or to our content, and they're able to relate with it because life doesn't always have to be perfect. I feel challenges are bound to happen, but it's how we react to these challenges as and when they come. And sometimes hearing that same story from other people also lets you know, oh, well, then this is life. I might as well prepare myself to face some of these things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Most definitely. I love what you said about the authenticity. It's not like, oh, this is how I authentically made 1,000 sales. It's more like this is real life. And sometimes you make
Yes.
the 1,000, sometimes you make nothing. Sometimes you have to pause. And I love the thing about calm down because if we are being honest as mothers, there are very few people in our lives who give us a lot of pressure to succeed beyond measure. Even if somebody wanted you to keep the kids clean, keep the house clean, it's probably just one or two people in your life. Most people actually are quite accommodating. I'm even wondering why you're not slowing down, not slowing down. So it's that that just gets ourselves to calm down and then assess what's really important to us in that moment and then pursue that whilst the others fall into place. It's amazing advice. Thank you so much, Mary, for sharing.
It's sometimes hard, but I think thankfully I've gotten to that stage where I'm like, this can wait. This can wait. Yeah, something can wait. I remember, let me just put in this example. So for me, like when I started having kids, so I've never had like a help. It was my sister I was living with, but I tried to do everything, like cleaning every evening, ironing the kids' stuff. As soon as I see there's dirty, I have to mop. And it was stressing me out. Like it was stressing me out. But I've come to that point. Sometimes I look at myself, I'm like, hey, I was able to let this go and I was able to sleep peacefully. Like that's a success to me, honestly. So like let's celebrate all those little wins that helps us stay at peace with ourselves, because I believe that is truly what is important at this stage of our lives. And the earlier we realize, the better. There's nothing like peace of mind, truly.
I like that. The earlier we realize, the better. That like peace of mind. That's so true. Well, I think I'm personally overwhelmed with some of the things you said and how relatable it is to me. Those who may be regular listeners to that, I'm a mom, I work as well, and I'm a sidepreneur. So I I'm just amazed. And congrats, good job. There's been times where I have just seen your post. I'm like, huh, it's okay. It's like it's just okay. The world is not falling apart, even if it is. Like it's really, really inspiring. And you're as a friend of mine will say, you're doing the Lord's work. Thank you so much for showing up for us, as mothers who are entrepreneurs. Now, what does thriving? You've talked about people slowing down, calming down, being authentic, understanding that the journey won't always be perfect. But then, if there's no perfection, then what is thriving, not just surviving, look like in your daily life as a mompreneur? And how has your definition of wellness and mental health in general evolved since you started the journey? You did hint about it when you started talking about the whole entrepreneurship challenge with your sister, yourself, the community. But can you just take us on that journey? What's your definition of thriving now? And how has it evolved? And how have you managed your own mental health and your own ambitions over the years as an entrepreneur yourself?
Okay, thank you, Fusua. So I would say thriving for me now means alignment. So when my work, my family, and my personal well-being are all in harmony, it doesn't mean everything has to be perfect. But it means for me at the end of each day, I feel fulfilled that there were just some few things I had planned out for that day. And even if I wasn't able to achieve everything, maybe at least 70% of it was done. That is thriving for me. For me, I think in the past, I used to see success as like almost constantly hustling every day. But I've come to realize that like rest is also important. Mental clarity, it is very, very important. And also having a very strong support system, they are also important. Because there are some things that you want the harmony, you want that perfection. I wouldn't have to do it on my own. I can equally get people to support me achieve that. So gone were the days that I was trying to combine everything, family, work, my personal stuff. I was trying to get things done. I don't know if sometimes women, we want to feel like we are superhuman beings. I don't know yet.
We
But
want to prove to the world that we
eventually,
can do it. The Beijing
yes,
conference,
can
you
do
know.
it. But there I was reading a post that the best thing that you can do for yourself to succeed is buying time. And it's with the little getting someone to help you with the cleaning, paying a small token for it, someone to help you with the ironing, paying a small token for it. So it is all about getting things done, but it doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own. We have to learn. So that is the point I have gotten to. I'm still trying, especially with the household chores, but there are a few I'm able to delegate now. But with work, I think this year, one of the biggest thing I was looking forward to doing is getting like a personal assistant or an administrative assistant. I was able to get someone, and I didn't even have to go looking. Someone was like, Mary, you listen yourself. I have this young lady who is looking to do something around what you are already doing, like your outreaches and all. She would be happy to support you. And that's how come she came on board. So on a normal I had work to do, but I still have to go for an exhibition, be seated there myself. For the first time in my life, Ufusua, I was able to delegate someone to go and sit in for me at an exhibition. Could attend. Isn't that fulfilling? Yes. So I feel for me, that is what alignment is. All these things, getting them done, but not necessarily having to do everything on my own. But at the end of the day, my family is happy. I've been able to accomplish something at work, and I've been able to accomplish something with my side business as well. And for me, wellness now includes setting boundaries. It was something I found difficult to be Ofusua. It wasn't easy for me. Mary is the person who say yes, even if I have to stay up and sleep at 3 a.m. I'll just stay up and do it just because, oh, the person needs it.
I
But
give
at a
my
point in
word.
time, you realize people are now trying to take advantage of that just because Mary says she can do it. Charlie, let's bombard her. Or even now, you are doing the work and people are so used to it, they don't even see the value and they're like, oh, let us delay her payments for months. Do you get me? But thankfully, by God, was one thing I prayed about this year. I was like, God, please, all the things that I need to take out of my life and focus on the important things, please guide me. And my accountability partner also said this to me last year. She was like, Mary, please, as we are going into this, filter the things you are doing. Take out the things that are important. I know you love helping people, but sometimes there are some things that are not meant for you. Put them aside. And by grace, I've been able to do that. So wellness for me now, setting boundaries is very crucial. Also taking breaks when needed. For this, I started like about 3 years ago. I always tell people every month I have one day to myself. I do what I like. Just sitting out to take a drink, coffee, food on my own. And for me, I'm a loner that like I like to be on my own. That's what people don't realize. They're like, hey, Mary, there you're everywhere. I'm like, I'm not everywhere because I want to be everywhere. I'm there because I'm invited. But on a normal day, I love being alone, being in my room, like thinking through stuff. And also taking breaks very important. And also making sure that I have time for faith-based stuff and my personal growth. That is also very important. We can only point to people when we've watered ourselves enough. Do you get me? We can only help people when we know enough. And usually there's this saying, follow who know road. If I don't know road, how am I going to direct other mompreneurs? So I have to learn more. I have to challenge myself more. I have to look at other things that I can also like take on that I can pass on to my audience or my followers. So I think basically that would be it for me when it comes to thriving and not just surviving. And also how I have lived wellness in the past few years. Yes.
Oh, wow. So well, you said basic, but you said so much. I gather you even said like, done like 7 PhD theses on us. I mean, you talked about mental clarity, talked about alignment. And I like the way alignment can even be broken down to alignment of vision and even alignment of actual tasks and what we do. Because it's amazing how, as human beings, not even just as women, we've been told what to do, go to school, get a job, get married, have a big wedding, have children, be happy that you have children. So at the end of the day, we may not even realize that we are chasing someone's dream. And now that we even have social media advice, it's worse because people will come and give advice based on their own ambitions, what they want for their clients, and you may not even be their clients, and what they also know the algorithm and what people want to hear. So at the end of the day, you may end up hearing so many things and then suddenly you are lost. So I love the ask for help and just relating it back to what you have done. Thank you so much, Mary. If I try and summarize, I'll get too excited and repeat everything you said. So moving. We'll have this question before we go on a break. How has building your business actually enhanced your role as a mother in ways that surprise you? We want the surprises. And what boundaries, and you boundaries early, what boundaries or practices made this positive integration possible? I want to just rehash that women are under constant, not constant, but at least frequent load of reminders, how you are neglecting your husband, how you are neglecting your home, how you are neglecting your children. Hey, someone cooks for your children, how dare you? Someone cleans your home, but you find that the other person complaining about you has someone shopping for them, and as a good wife and as a good mother, and hey, you never attended a PTA meeting. Like there are so many things. So I just want to know, almost with the reverse of these things that we hear, and some of them, let me be honest, some of them are valid, some of them may not be. But on the reverse, if somebody say, hey, your business is helping you in your business, what are some of the narratives that you can see from your own life as a mompreneur that when I started business, this was I realized, this is what I've done, this is what I've achieved. Like, and this was made me really happy about it.
Okay, so when it comes to my journey, I think for me, I always say I don't know if I don't know if like all the other things I've done along my career path has played a role in what I'm doing now, where I am now. One in Ofosua, I don't know why I keep calling you in Ofosua. I am not an outgoing person. That is one thing about me. And everybody who knows Mary was a very shy person. I still have my
Mm.
friends from senior high school like texting me, Mary, what happened to you? Like, what transformation have you undergone? Like, some of them are surprised, and that's the reality. I
Mm.
remember in uni, I went to stand for, was it one of the society hall presidents or something? And they told me straight in the face that I'm not sociable.
Oh.
So I won't be able, yes, I'm not friendly. And for all these SRC roles, you need someone people know. I wasn't friendly, but I believe that motherhood has been able to, I don't know, motherhood has a way of like just um, empowering you to, you believe like you're a superhuman, you can do anything. And the kids also play a very significant role. You want them to know and believe that everything is possible,
Mm.
everything is within their reach. And
Mm.
funny, they watch they watch a lot. So there have been some times I've seen my daughter mimicking me. She go like, "Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing amazing." And it's because of videos she's seen me shots for my social media pages. So for me, I would say motherhood just brought out the best version of myself. That's what I can see. And that is what continues to push me and everything that I do. I always have the kids like in my mind, what am I doing to let them know this life, what you give is what you get? Like, what can I do to empower them? What can I do to let them know that everything is within their reach? So, for me, I think that is what has played like a significant role in most of the things that I'm doing. And
Mm.
also watching other people. As you said, social media can be tricky, but it's about connecting with the right people. Thankfully, I've been able to connect with a couple of people. Some I haven't really interacted with personally, but I tell people social media is an open book for us now. We
Mm.
get connected to people we wouldn't even had the opportunity to meet or learn about, and they are sharing their lives with us. So
Mm.
I learn a lot from people.
Mm.
The good thing, I don't necessarily mimic or do the same thing, but I try to see the good that they are doing and I model it in my own way
Yeah.
for it to suit what I, yes. And I'm constantly learning too.
Mm.
I want to work on something and I have no idea about it. So what I do is I go online and Google.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I go on, how is this done? And I learn it on my own. Okay,
Mm.
so I feel there are lots of opportunities online for us as women. Yesterday, I chanced on this platform. It's a freelancer platform. Is it Feed Coyote or so?
Interesting.
I immediately hopped with, I signed up, I sent it to a couple of my mentees and
Mm.
some of my friends. Charlie, like sign up and see if you can get opportunities on there. So that's me. I'm always exploring. I'm always looking for things to better my life. I'm always looking at things that can bring in my next source of income. And I'm always preaching like multiple streams of income. It is
Mm.
so important in the world we live now. Even if you're a full-time working mom, please, if there's something you can do by the side, people are sitting in their house and even using their daily lives as content and they're making money out of it.
Mm.
And you can also do it. So now I feel that mentality of when people used to say, like motherhood, at a point you'd have to forego your goals or your aspirations and be a stay-at-home mom. See, you can be a stay-at-home mom, but you can go online, jump online if you are ready to learn. Dedicate just 1 month on a specific topic, and you'll be amazed at what you can do online, the money you can make online. So that is it for me. And I don't like I don't allow anything be like a hindrance for
Mm.
me. I don't allow things to be a hindrance for me. So if I tell myself, oh, there's this ebook, the first thing I'll do is I go online, I look at what people are doing. Okay, this is how they are creating it. Which platforms can I launch them on? I try to research and I put something together. If it fails, what's the worst that could happen? It's failed for me, but I can now go and pitch it, do it for someone who has the capacity to market and promote it better. You see, so that is it for me. That is it for me. And I feel motherhood is it should be on the it is one of the skills you need to be successful in business, honestly, because talk of multitasking is not always effective, but as a mother, you know, okay, what do I prioritize at this time? How can I do this in the most effective way as possible? It just keeps giving you ideas on how to become better. And for me, that is one of the best thing that has happened to me as a mother and a business owner as well. Yes.
I love that. I also love when you said that what you do inspires your children, and you also aim to inspire. For me, when I had my daughter, everything, like, my whole perspective changed. I just didn't want to make money from my side hustle. I wanted to inspire her. I wanted her to grow up seeing her mother achieve big, big things, even if she feel that they're big things, chase big dreams, so that she would also feel like I have the right to do that too. So well, it's maybe bolder and more brazen. Like, you're like, hey, I did, like, so that you can be looking at one of the ways to see your journey. Just look at your photo history, photo album history. Because if you don't like taking pictures of yourself, there are pictures of products or something you've done, and like, hey, I did all that.
I tell you,
I love
you.
I
Yes,
do.
and I think
Please continue.
this year I had a session at CTFM, so I was speaking at CTFM, and it was a late night program, 10:30 p.m. Can you imagine that when my husband told the kids stayed up just to hear their moms. And my husband was like, they were so excited when they mentioned my name on radio. When I got to, Mommy, we heard your name on radio. Like, they were so excited. And especially when they see me, Mommy, I saw you on TV. Like, the excitement, that is what makes me fulfilled. Seeing them excited about what I'm doing, because it's not easy to get your family to buy into your vision, believe in what you're doing, and go all out for you. So all these little things gives me a lot of joy. And I think motherhood is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I can relate. We once did that for my mom. I think she appeared on TV, and I think if then we had like phones, we would have recorded it and played over again, and probably got annoyed with it if she annoyed us. But the point is, yes, it's such an inspirational thing. And I love the way you have related your exploits in business back to being a valid inspiration to your children. And sometimes people may even undermine the weight of that, being a business owner. Most of the time we think, I don't have time for my kids, I don't have time for my family, but you are doing big things, and they are seeing, they are watching, they are probably even boasting about you to their friends that you don't know. So it's amazing. Thank you so much. So we'll go on a quick break, and we'll be back shortly. See you soon. Hey, wait, before I say see you soon, guys. Remember, this is Calm Hearts, Calm Minds, and NOCS podcast, where we make mental health victories more relevant, more relatable, and more accessible in our society. And accessibility, like stories like Mary, so that you can relate to it, and it's relatable to you, it's relevant. And you can learn some of the tips and tricks she shared with us about balance, about inspiration, about just keeping that, harmony in our lives as women who are mothers and also business women. So we'll see you in a short bit. And we are are back from the break. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mary again. For those who probably, because this is mostly on YouTube, I can't figure out a way you just hear this in the middle of it, but maybe someone is listening to it and you're passing by. That's what I would say. This is Calm Hearts, Calm Minds, and heArts podcast. We aim to make mental health victories, like how working women find balance and thrive and being mothers and being businesswomen as well. We want to make such victories more relatable, more relevant, and more accessible. And really happy to have our guest, Mary Dixon, walk us through her own journey and the journey of some of the women on her platform in her community, We Mompreneurs. If you don't know about them, please look for them. If you look for them, join them, because even from a distance, there's a lot of value you get from We Mompreneurs, and she has been such an inspiration to me. I think having her talk about the We Mompreneurship journey and helping and giving tips and tricks actually influenced the whole series that I did on LinkedIn some time back about yours honestly sidepreneur, where being a side hustler, side businesswoman, managing with corporate work could be, I could share the journey and people could know the realities of it as Mary is doing now and still doing with the community, and also know that there were victories amongst that. So Mary, goodness, it's just been a wonderful conversation so far. I'm really inspired as always. I barely have a conversation with you and I'm not inspired. Even when you're telling me, no, I cannot finish this thing. I'm doing that. I'm like, oh, you're doing all that and you're doing my work too. So yes, it's amazing. I want to dig a little deeper. When you look at your entrepreneurial journey, a lot of people say get help, get support. You talked about pay someone here, pay someone there. I love how someone put it some time back. I even made into a whole LinkedIn post that you're actually creating jobs when you ask for support, especially when you're paying for it. You're giving someone an opportunity to also live their dreams and achieve their financial goals. However, when it comes to entrepreneurial journey, what unconventional support from family or friends made the biggest difference to your mental health, and how others can learn to ask for similar support? And from my experience, I've realized that even asking for help requires sometimes having consultation with certain family members or paying for help. So let's not look at the broader picture. There are so many unconventional ways, but let's talk about yours and how has it inspired? How do you think has even inspired others along their way? How can people ask for help themselves?
Okay, so honestly, I'll say I've received so much support, and some of the best supports have come in unexpected ways, like especially from friends. So, like a friend randomly dropping me a message to encourage me to keep going because they appreciate whatever. For me, I even value that's more than like someone giving me money or something. Like just telling me, Mary, I see what you are doing and you are killing it. That alone, it just it just adds some energy to whatever energy I already have, and like I'm on the go. I have to keep going because now you realize, hey, people are actually paying attention to whatever you are doing. So I think that has been one of the biggest supports I've received. And day in, day out, my family, my friends, they keep encouraging me. And also my mom, like my mom has been very crucial in my journey. So this year, I was telling you, like I just had a chat with her that it's been a bit stressful for me, especially after my sister left, she had to travel. So she was like, oh, then on Saturdays, you can bring the kids there in the evenings and you pick them up on Saturday evenings. Like that means the world to me because now I know I don't have to wake up as early as maybe 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to get the kids up, make their food. Because it's so surprising, Ofusua. The kids on a weekday fail to wake up by 5 a.m., 5:30. You will wake them up, they wouldn't mind. But on a weekend, Saturday, when you are trying to enjoy some sleep, then I need to eat. as early as 6 a.m. Why? So at least that's has given me some me time to myself. And like I so cherish that. And for me, I've also come to realize that asking for help is key. I told you earlier, as women, most of the time we want to do it all. But I've come to learn that if we want people to support us, we just have to communicate and let them know our needs clearly. This and this is what I need help. We are not entitled to that help. That is one thing we have to know.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
are.
entitled to that. That's what's the worst that can happen. It's a yes or no. So please ask for that help. Because if you don't ask, you wouldn't get it. And don't take for granted like the as I was saying, like the verbal support or the encouragement we get from the people around us. Sometimes they may not necessarily be able to offer like a helping hand, but the kind words, the encouragement, it does a lot for me, honestly. It does a lot for me, and I don't take it for granted at all. So I think these are some of the supports I've received that's um helps me to keep going and has encouraged me to continue pursuing my dreams and my goals. So I know that even if I have to pause at this point, I'm definitely going to take it up some other time and go ahead with it or run with it. Yeah.
When I asked about unconventional support, I will be very honest. Of all the things I thought of, I never thought of that kind where that comes through your inbox or through your WhatsApp chat. I mean, it can be amazing, especially on the hard days. It's one of the things that most you can never really tell when someone's having a hard day or what big project they are working
Yeah.
on that is stressing them or that is just big and they are anxious because you put in so much work. You don't know how this big launch is going to be like. It's amazing. I love what you said about that unconventional support, the support you receive from when Mary is speaking her sweet mother, no one should interrupt her. You have heard from her own mouth. Her mother has been so supportive. And I personally love what you said about communicating your needs, but don't think it's just a guarantee. Don't expect, not really don't expect anything, but more of no one owes it to you. No one owes you it. Yes. But so when actually support comes, you know that this person doesn't need your help, but they have. And sometimes
Yes.
we are there thinking people should know what we want,
Yeah.
and then we are surprised when they don't help because in ourselves as women, we try and even just put it together, hold things together, get things done, make sure things are running smoothly. That people don't naturally realize that we need help or we are crying for help. Then what makes it worse?
Exactly.
Because not even a facade, it's like duty calls. Someone wants to make it look like we have it all. No, some people are just trying to. Someone said, I remember reading on Facebook sometime, but how do you guys do it all? And then somebody replied that we don't think, we just do. They have to be
Hey.
fed. They have to go to school, like, So all that
Yeah.
can create an impression that we have it all together when we don't, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that people don't want to help you. They look at your efficiency and what you are doing, and then sometimes feel like, she's got it. So if we don't communicate our needs, it can be that challenging. So I really love that you highlighted that too, communicating the needs. But I also don't feel like I said this, everybody should come and help me. If they do, we are able to be more appreciative of it because we have that mindset that nobody really owes us anything, but we can ask for help.
That's, and that's something I actually struggled with when I was living with my little, because I thought, yeah, you're here with me to help me. But failing to realize she also had her own life, what she also wants. So she's just there because she wants to offer help, but that doesn't mean I have to clamp her time too. She also needs her me time. Yes. So there should be that balance, I think. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Maybe one day I'll even have a whole session on how we treat people who help us, maybe a whole panel. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Thank you so much, Mary. We will go on to our last but one question. Can you share a specific, and then my question just vanished from me, a specific mental health victory where you turned a business setback into an opportunity to model resilience for your children. I think I love coming back to these questions on how being a mompreneur and having a business actually influences better decisions that we make for ourselves and our children as mothers, you know. How did this experience change your approach to handling future challenges? So that, please spill the tea.
Okay, so maybe I would use a recent scenario, like a recent issue that happened. So I think on the 8th of March, 7th of March rather, a lot of people celebrated the International Women's Day on the 7th of March. So I had the opportunity to exhibit at the GEA, Ghana Enterprises Agency, their celebration. So I think that day I had 3 things to do: the exhibition. Then I remember that morning that I had my kids' open day that day. Then I also remembered I had another meeting, Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs.
No way.
So when I woke up, the daughter asked me, Mommy, please, my open day, I hope you are ready. And I don't know, she gets so excited when I'm going for open day. Like she wants me to go. She wants me to be there. So she was like, Mommy, my open day, you have to be there. I said, Ish. Because initially I was going to task my little sister to go and stand in for me. But she was like, no, you have to attend. So I just said, wow, God, please just order the day for me. If there's something that has to drop off, let that drop off. So I got ready. They were on midterm break that day. So I got them ready. I prepared them. Usually on their open days, I go with them. So going through their books, I'm with them. Then I ask them questions. But I just told them, I said, Ajua, I'll try and go for your open day myself, but I may not be able to go with you guys today. Okay. So she understood. So I got them ready. I dropped them at my mom's place. Then, I mentioned I had like an assistant, someone who helps me. So I called her and I told her, Joanne, today I'm not sure I can be with you there throughout. So what I'll do is I'm coming to help you set up, introduce you, then I leave. She was like, oh, I'll be fine. So I quickly, the GA head office, helped her set up, took some videos, pictures, I posted, then I left. So as I left and I was going to the car, I was torn between going to Medina for the meeting before I come for their open day. Can you believe I sat in the car and my phone rang? Wow. So it was one of the administrative assistants at Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs. So she goes like, oh, Mary, please, the meeting for today, unfortunately, Mr. So and so just realized there's another scheduled meeting outside office. So can we postpone? I said, thank you, Jesus.
I can feel the relief. Feel the relief.
Because now I was torn between coming back all the way to Dansomani, going to Medina, then finally coming back to GA to pack the things up. So quickly, I just dashed back to Dansomani. I was able to do the open day. I did everything I could. I checked for my kids, and I even got the opportunity to check for my nephews and nieces as well. So I did like 2, 4, 6, 8. I did 8 sessions that day in different classes. Wow. 2 of my kids and some family friends and my nieces. So I was done. I was coming home. So I was coming home. I had a speaking engagements the next day, a Saturday. So I was like, hey, I am having a bad hair day. Do I go and braid my hair before I go back to gym? So it was around 2. And I said, no, let me just start braiding. I told the lady to start braiding. So in case I have to go to gym and come back, I just pause. I put on a scarf and go and come. Then as I was sitting down, something just dawned on me. You can just get an Uber to pick the things and come back because they would be closed by that time. It's not as if you are going to meet someone there. So I just quickly said, Juan, please, as soon as you are done, just get an Uber. Let me have the details on the car, put the things in it and let them bring it to me. And that was it. I didn't have to drive all the way there. My daughter was excited. I told her, I was able to check your boards. I was able to get, like, she was like, hey, mommy, she was excited. So at the end of the day, I just sat back. I was like, wow, I was able to achieve so much in a day, but I didn't have to stress myself. It's just asking God for guidance and making sure like you are able to plan the day with God's help, seeking God's direction, and letting him chart your path for you that day. Because normal Mary would have just jumped straight into the car. Hey, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going there. And eventually the kids opened day. I'll just have told my sister, oh, please go and sit in for me. But I realized this time I realized how important it is to my daughter, like to see me going for her open day. And I didn't want to disappoint her. So I just told her, Ajua, I'll do my best to go, okay? But unfortunately, mommy can't go with you today. I'll do my best to go. At the end of the day, it was a win-win. We were all happy. So I think we sometimes you just have to relax, then we can think clearly. That's what I've
Calm
come to realize.
down.
Then you can think clearly. Because sometimes in a haste, we stress ourselves like unnecessarily. Now you sit there and realize, I could have just done this and this and this, or I could have even just like pushed this thing to another time. So for me, getting everything done, but not having to do everything on my own.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and that is one thing like I keep living to let my kids see. Yesterday, for instance, their sneakers were dirty when they were going to my mom's place. I just loaded it in a bag. I said, your uncle will help us clean them. So I called my little brother, oh, Casey, please help the kids with their sneakers. And he did it for me. So I'm teaching them that like you can't do this journey alone. You can't do it alone. You need people, but you need the right people. And I do that every time. I live that every day. I just hope they are realizing it and they are seeing it. Yes.
At the end of the day, we all quit our mothers and all do what. Remember going to a room and just getting so frustrated by the way people wash the dishes. My mama is such a stickler for if it is not clean and it's not oil free, it is not washed. But then I'll pick a plate like So when she used to do it, I used to get I mean so fast. But now I go into a room in university and in fact, there were days I'll just take the whole thing down and wash everything myself. I mean, if you won't wash it,
And wash again. It's
I,
normal.
I am enjoying how you are allowing some of the practical things you need to do to create balance and wellness for yourself to be these little yardsticks to teach your children to make better decisions in the future. Not say delegate you to delegate, but you're actually showing them actions do speak louder than words. And when you talked about that challenging moment, honestly, I was also not thinking of that. So I'm really happy. There were times where you prayed and the situation just ended, like the rescheduling. There were times when you prayed and you had wisdom to find a better way. There's someone I worked with whilst I was an MIS manager. She said, oh, before she was in the night came, but she used to say, if you feel there's always a faster way, there is. And I love that because I used to think of that with Excel formulae and Excel programs, Excel things. But right now, if I think there should be a faster way for this, there is. And as soon as you ask that question, your mind opens up to the opportunities, like putting things in an Uber and instead of asking someone to bring it or you going there yourself. But if you ask her to bring it, you're being inconvenient. But look, and you got your things. And
Intact.
I just love that even though we haven't spoken about faith throughout, and Calm Hearts, Calm Mind is not necessarily a faith-based program, but I really love to talk about authenticity, and I am unapologetically Christian. How, as mothers, leaning into your faith can be so refreshing, so helpful. Sometimes it's like, God, what should I do? I am so frustrated. I have 10 things to do. I have no energy for any of it. Help me. And then suddenly things start falling into place. Perhaps they were already there, but that sort of, I like saying, ascribing to a higher authority. Sun just calms you enough to see opportunities that may have been right in front of you all along. And it's amazing what this can do. So Mary, if I'm not careful, I will create questions as we go along, but I will not do that. This has been such an enjoyable conversation, Mary. I appreciate your time. And I appreciate how you
Thank
are making mental health victories, overcoming stress, finding balance, sorting out hectic moments more relatable, more relevant, and more accessible to a lot of mothers today who are watching this. God bless you. Now,
God
my
bless you too.
favorite question, because me, I feel it's so difficult, especially after listening to all that information. Like, how are you going to summarize this? There's a lot that you said, so much, so many words of advice, so many nuggets, so many things from your own experience that we have learned from today. So many. But if you were to choose just one, this one thing that if we forgot everything, like assuming we were listening, but let's say the lights went off in the past and we just heard nothing. I don't know how I painted that picture. And this is the last part where you say, if you forget everything, this is the one thing I want you to remember from this conversation. Calm hearts, calm minds. Mary, please, what would that
be? Okay, so my final words. For me personally, I've come to believe and accept that as mothers, as working mothers, as mompreneurs, however we want to call ourselves on this motherhood journey, we can have it all. But the most important thing is knowing we can't have it all at once, but we can have it on our own terms. So the importance that's as we try to leave a legacy and chart a path for ourselves, it's important that we define our own version of success rather than chasing someone else's version of success. That is where the thin line is.
Yeah.
There's so much information online now. And if you're not careful as a mother, there is so much people are sharing. You may eventually end up living someone's dream. You get to the winning, realize this is not the life I even wanted. You get me? So I would encourage mothers, define what matters most to you. Give yourself grace and remember every time, like remember that thriving, it isn't always being about perfect. You don't have to be perfect. It's about being present. It's about being purposeful. And it's about being persistent on your own terms. So that is it. And mothers, we are all born with the gifts. This thing, I say it wherever I go. We are all born with the gifts. It's up to us to identify and live it to our full potential. Okay. So I would encourage mothers, we should believe in our capabilities. We should believe in ourselves. As I said, motherhood is the best thing that could ever happen to us as females. So once God gives you the opportunity to experience that, you've birthed the baby. So is it a business you can't run? Even if you don't want to run it as a business, get something that brings you joy, that brings you fulfillment. You may not necessarily have to do it for the money, but to keep you going. And I'll share the story to end it. We keep hearing people talking about like entrepreneurship, making money and all. Sometimes you'd have to start from a hard place. I've run We Mompreneurs 10 years. I haven't made a dime from it. But God being so good, Ofusua, the opportunities that have come out of We Mompreneurs, you can't imagine. So sometimes the starting may not go as you want. It may not be something that would even be a source of revenue. But sometimes God wants to test us. This skill, this gift, how willing are you to use? Like, how willing are you? Like, what steps are you taking to use it? Just sometimes God wants you to just do it for his glory. And once you take that side using it, then he opens up opportunities for you. Because it was through We Mompreneurs that I began to learn some of the challenges of mothers who are in business. They don't have time to market their products. They don't have time to run their social media pages. And that was how come I started my social media stuff. And through that, I was able to start. So sometimes that skill may not necessarily make you money now, but if you are obedient, if you decide to do it and you're doing that, God, I'm doing this to show that you have empowered all of us. God will also open up opportunities for you. So mothers, live life on your own terms. Define your version of success, because that is the best journey you can ever be on. And just focus on you, do you, develop yourself, take good care of yourself, take good care of your family, and remember that God always has good plans for you. His plans for us is to succeed. So just have that in mind every time. Yeah.
There is a saying in
That's
Akan, a language that I speak. And for those who are not Akan speakers, is the when the chief finishes their bath, the water is finished. And I will not add anything to what Mary has said.
oh,
Thank you so much, Mary, for joining us at Calm Hearts, Calm Minds, an NUCS Heart podcast, where we make the mental health victories in our society, like how mothers who are entrepreneurs, either on the side or full-time, or even work from home, but doing something to engage them in exploring their passions, making these victories more relevant, more relatable, more accessible. I was going to say sustainable, accessible in our society. Thank you so much, Mary, for sharing your story with us, sharing your journey. This has been amazing. Guys, please follow, like, subscribe, share. Make sure that if you know any mother, which I'm sure you know, who has something that they are doing for themselves on their own, please share this with them and inspire them with Mary's journey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Now there are 1,001 topics that going through my head. We should do this some more.
definitely. God bless you for the opportunity to.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Calm Hearts, Calm Minds, and NUCS Heart podcast. We hope you enjoyed it and we hope you learned something new. We look forward to you joining the next episode. We can't wait to see you soon. Bye.